Hi guys, this is the last talk of the day at VSF Meet. Now let me introduce myself. I'm Vatsal Shah. I'm host of the day. At the same time, you might be seeing me speaking at the various events in India, whether it is a WordCamps or it is a Retail Summit or VSF today or Meet Magentos in India, Singapore, UK and so on. So today I'm going to talk some other aspect which is a non-technical track for most of you guys, and then it is directly connecting to our lives. It is directly connecting to our career, our families, our well-beings, and how we see ourselves in coming time. So I will take a liberty of talking in our own language as well. So namaskar India, and we all are here to understand how VSF can create magic or how new technologies are coming in. So हम लोगों को एक सवाल होता है कि आगे 5 साल के बाद क्या होगा, where we will stand, how we'll make more money, or how we'll sustain into the market. All these questions are different and valid, and all of us are at different time zones. So some of you may be at the early 30s, some are between 30 to 35, some are around 40, some are at the majority of, I would say the chunk which is here is somewhere between 25 to 35. And at this stage, we have a question in our mind that what is our next move. So I'll give a brief presentation how we can craft our career. And I'm sharing a small presentation. So we have in our life our careers, and we take our career so seriously that we feel that our life, our kids, our families are dependent on it. So it's important that we create a career which is the lasting one, an amazing one. Lasting one means which is for the longer period, an amazing one means we feel proud about it. So what all we do, we should think about that, am I making the mark, or is it fulfilling, or it is great? Don't know. So there are people like me, say, who are not running an IT company, who may not be doing codes, but we are trained people and educate people. So for people like me, fulfilling career means how many lives I have touched, how many companies I have empowered from India, how many companies I have helped grow globally. That can be the amazing point for me. For somebody else, being next Mukesh Ambani is the amazing thing. So what calls you every day to your office or your desk or your workplace? It is very important to understand the fundamental that why we do all these things, and then how we can create a great career. I'm a business coach and mentor. I started Pragmatic Consultancy 12 years back, and if you look at from India, I have helped many Magento SIs, WordPress companies, ERP companies, mobile companies to grow from small company to bigger company, say from 20 people to 200, or maybe 200 to 1,500. And to share my knowledge about e-commerce, we write a blog which is called ecomkida.com. Many of you can subscribe and read it. We write about different industry trends, what is next for e-commerce and so on, which is very popular among the merchants who is actually trying to sell. So I talk all areas like B2C, B2B, D2C, subscription and whatnot. So far, I have trained more than 6,200 people in person. Like in this event, count is bigger. In person, I have trained more than 169 CEOs and 57 organizations. But you will always find me talking and giving back to the community at Magento Association events, Meet Magentos, universities, WordCamps, and so on. Now, let's go back to the point which we started talking. What is our next move and how we are playing as a player? So it's important that you see that what kind of game you are playing. We all love cricket in India. So cricket is our next religion, I would say. So that is something, a common sentiment we all have and we have grown up with. So in life, you can always have two kind of matches. Cricket has multiple formats, but I'm referring to one is T20 and second is Test match. And recently, I have seen in the last 5 years, many developers, or you can say project managers, team leaders, or IT company owners themselves also playing like a T20 match. They want instant results. They want faster growth. Instead of going into the increments or growing a career, people want jump. People are hoping, means jumping from one technology to another, and so they are also jumping from one career to another career, and one company to another company. People are switching from being an employee to an entrepreneur to freelancer, and from freelancer to again employees. So things are moving very quick. And with the pandemic happening, we all learned how to work remotely. What is the difference of the people who have created sustainable career or which were in the last long for 30, 40 years? What I have seen is they had a patience. What they were looking at is how I build my profile gradually such that I play big matches, and how I can win at the end at the longer run. It's not that what I'll get today, it's about what I'll get ongoingly. It's not that I want to eat now, it's about how I will eat continuously. It's not about that I have a great earning this year, it's about how I can have a great earning for a long period. So I generally teach business coaches. As a business coach, I teach business owners as well, or whenever say middle management, and the same thing I will share with you guys as well. Live life like a test match. Play a particular session well, see the scoreboard at the end, and have fulfillment. And then plan for the next session, then third session, fourth session, and so on. So in life, we have multiple stages. So we get started, we go to the college, we do internships, and there is a first point we interact with corporate setup. We learn few things, we get trainings, we go into the live projects and say, okay, wow, I have learned. Then you start as an intern, or you can say trainee. You go in as a junior developer, gradually become a developer, senior developer. Either you go on tech lead and product architect role, or you go from developer to senior developer and project team leader and project manager role. So there are two different branches. The question is, do we plan our end state, which side we want to go, left, right, or right side? We want to stay near to the computers and code, or we want to go towards management? These all questions are there, and in that questions also there are sub divisions are there. So for example, a Magento developer, am I on Magento community or Magento commerce? Am I into the front end or back end or in the QA? And then we try to create one particular niche and go more in deeper in that, and then we go on certification of 1, 2, 3. And sometime after a few years we find the technology is not there. So I have seen Magento when it was a beta release in 2008-9. So at that time, I printed the whole data dictionary on the board and just tried to understand how Magento is functioning. And from that day here, in 12, 13 years, it has evolved dramatically. And now it is acquired by Adobe. Now, similarly, some people have started looking at Shopware as the next technology. And people are also having a trend in talking that Shopware is at a place where Magento was there in 12, 13 or 12, 14. Some people are also looking at Shopify as the next best thing. Why? Because Magento is getting costlier. There are some people who say, no, we are hardcore Magento lovers. We bleed orange and we will stay by it. It's all there. But now you can see with the shifting trend in the technology, what happens is consumers' preferences are also changing. So it's not about us. It's about the market. It's not about who we are. It's about what is the need into the market. So based on the market need, we have to evolve. And what I have seen is Monday to Friday and Saturday, you keep on coding, work, manage the task, deliver, whether you work on a subcontract with some foreign companies, or you do directly with the end customers, or you are a dedicated resource sold, or you are a team leader managing team. What happens is you are busy spending your time on the work, or rather say in the work. And it is very rare time we have thinking about ourselves, introspection, that how we want to lead our life. It's called working on the life, working on the career instead of working in the job. So think about it. Today, I'm just touching the point where you can start thinking, okay, what could be my next match, or how I want to play the next session. If you look at fundamentally in test matches, you can have a bad session, but in coming sessions, you can always come back, jab back and win. I still recall the match where VVS Lakshman and Rahul Dravid together won the match against Australia, which we felt that we have lost it. So play like a test match. You can have a bad patch in your career, say few years, but then you jump back, jab back, come out strong, learn new things, and say current into the market and learn new things. It's important that it's not that this company evolve. It is very important for company success or the people who are inside the company for their success. It is important that they also evolve along with the time. They also upgrade themselves with the time passing by. So in the most of the companies where I go as a consultant or coach, I go for one survey which is called skill matrix, and I ask CEOs that, okay, list of your employees, technical skills, what is the relevant score, how they are fit. So are they fit to fight in a ring, or how they stand into the market compared to the global developers? And then those, based on that rating, we create a goals for individual developers that, okay, what should be their next destination, how they should learn new things in coming 6 months or 3 months, such that they can be current, or you can say they can play longer period into the career and inside the company, or they can choose their next destination. So it's important that fundamentals has to be clear. So let me tell you something which I tell to the many people whom I interact with. So ideally, we should not love technology. We should love a domain. We actually use technologies. That's the reason I have done underline use. We use technologies to deliver commerce. We are not bounded or surrounded with the technologies, or our mind should be technology agnostic. Based on the client's need, we should prescribe which is the best technology or platform they should use. So for example, if I act as an e-commerce consultant for the brands, and they say, okay, what should be my next strategy? So I look at their products, I look at their business operations, I look at their workflows, and then suggest, okay, X is good for you, Y is good for you, Z is good for you. For none of them is good for you. Rather, you should not go digital commerce. That is also the answer I give sometimes. So why my answer differ? Because I love the domain called e-commerce, not the technology. Now, to work and to stay current, we have to adapt technologies so that we continue working. But at the same time, we should understand what is the next technology wave coming in, what is the right technologies to leap on, or how we can stay current with the upcoming trends. I hope most of you know my friend Vikrant Shukla. Few days back, we were talking together, sitting together and talking that what is the next move? What is our forecast coming in? So we discussed that the world is moving towards headless, and then the community which we love, even I be part of it, and I'm also part of Magento Association's committee now. So what we discussed that we love Magento, we love Shopify, we love Shopware, many other things. But headless is the next wave, and we should look at how we can adapt headless technologies faster, because in longer run, maybe in a year or two, mark these words, in a year or two, you don't find two different set of people, front-end developers and back-end developers. You will find that it is a full-stack developer who is empowering commerce. And to do that, one of the great thing which is coming in is called JS frameworks. It's important that all of you remember these words. There is no front-end and back-end anymore. It is going to be a full stack, and it has to be JS frameworks when you deliver headless. And big brands have started adopting headless, so that should be your right ideal next move. Don't claim this on the social media that Vatsal Shah said that, but at the same time, you should understand and remember this, that Vatsal Shah said that. And that's how, there's a hint I can give to you that, okay, what should be your next destination? So love domain, love your career. At some time, it is important to be selfish so that you can have a longer career path instead of just working on particular technology and going deep. It's important that early adapters always rise faster. So let's see what is early adapter. I personally love India, and I have decided to empower Indian companies going global. But at the same time, I have some pain. Let me share what is my pain. Most of the time I have seen that a technology wave or new trend comes into the India where it is already adapted by the some part of world. So there are innovators who create those platforms. So you don't see any platform coming out from India. So we are not that part of the 2.5%. You will always find there are early adapters. So people who rise early on the wave and then go ahead. Again, you will find very few companies in India or very few people in India will pick up as an early adapter. Look at the upward growth. The company which is going to have, or the people who have upward growth highest is the one which is called early adapters, or you can say innovators. What I have seen is, even you can look at the Magento's momentum. It started building in India in 2013-14, where it was already late for some companies to grow big and become a silver, gold, and platinum partners. Whereas some people or some companies on earth has already become a partner. I have seen many companies still thinking about, okay, let me start a company on Magento community. So right now, if you start, you would be late majority. So it's important, look at what is the curve of late majority. So it's important that you pick up things at the right time. And it's important that you ride on the wave at the right timeline so that you be part of either early adapter or early majority. If you are an innovator, nothing like that. Then it would be amazing. Never be a laggard. There are some people who still talk about Magento 1. I think it's done. You should not. You should start looking at what is next for you. So ask yourself, am I updated enough? So I keep on learning new things. Do I read on e-commerce domain? Do I pick up new technologies? Am I experimenting on the new technology waves or so on? Am I reading updated and upcoming trends? So I'm still working on monolithic environment, or I am on decoupled? Am I moving towards headless, or I am still working on tightly coupled stack, which is PaaS, SaaS, or any other thing? How soon you can upgrade your badges or the skills core? So it's important that we should have respect about ourselves, but at the same time, it is important to be honest about ourselves. So how you can be honest? So I know what I'm good at, I'm bad at. अपने आप को जानना बहुत जरूरी होता है. जब हम वो जान लेते हैं, आधा गेम खत्म हो जाता है. बाकी का आधा गेम क्या है? वो स्कोर बढ़ाने की बात. So it's important that you learn new things, you upgrade your skills with the time. अगर ये नहीं किया, we become obsolete. So, for example, if you ask me, I can code. Now I would say, no, I cannot. Why? Because since 12 years, I am not coding. I am doing something else. What I'm doing is I'm helping careers. I'm helping companies to grow. So in that, yeah, am I upgraded? I would say yes. Similarly, if you are near to the code, you have to see that are you with the upcoming next technologies? Have you tried new things, new stacks? For example, Piyush have shown 4 JS frameworks in his presentation. How many you know? If you are working on, say, WooCommerce or WordPress, how familiar you are with the Gatsby? If you are on Magento, how you are picking up PWS, JS frameworks, Vue Storefront. If you are picking up the new wave technologies, which is commerce tools, which is fantastic. Have you explored that? So how fast you are going to adapt, how fast you are going to improve your skills. So for example, you say I have a capacity to deliver store which is 500 hours. How about 3000 hour store? How about enterprise grade store? How about looking at the complex integrations? How about creating awesome experiences? Looking at the market standards, rate your skills. Don't rate yourself compared to your peers. Don't rate yourself compared to what is there into the local territory. Look at where you are standing globally, because your customer is not local, your customer is global. So you have to make sure that you work on the best of the standards and upgrade your skills, which is, I would say, a fundamental gap. So if I ask somebody, say out of 10, rate yourself on JS. So somebody say 3 or 4, it's a bad number. So I would say in 6 months, improve your score from 4 to 6. Then you continue being employable. You have a long career. Sorry to be bad here, but that is the fact. So people who have done great job earlier may not be relevant now. So in India, many people have a habit of talking about their glory of the past. So हम सब राजस्थान घूमने के लिए जाते हैं, वहाँ के पुराने महल किले देखने के लिए. तो राजस्थान की बात करें, with all respect to Rajasthan, I visit them very well again and again. But वहाँ का क्या है? तो भूतकाल बहुत अच्छा है. वर्तमान की बात करें तो वो प्रोग्रेसिव स्टेट है क्या? So हमको वो देखना चाहिए कि हम प्रोग्रेसिव है कि नहीं. Are we growing faster or not? Or are we current or not? So if you look at Gujarat's past was not that great, but Gujarat's current is amazing. Similarly, look at India. India's past, if you look at the time of kings, it was great. Then it was a bad patch. India was a poor country. Now it's India jibing back and doing well. So it's important that we kick back. We, we come back into the market with the better skills. So it's important that we improve our skill score and badges. And I think GSA is doing great job in training developers into new technologies. So if you feel that, okay, I want to do it, invest in your score. After having, I would say, 10 qualifications, double masters, still at the age of 40, I learn new things. Every year I try and go study. At the same time, I make CEOs study along with me. And even I train them. So do you think that company owners and the CEO are not relevant or they need to have new skills? I would say they are relevant, but to stay relevant, they are supposed to add new skills. So the developer or the team leader or project manager, nobody is an exception. We all need to keep on improving. You have to look at, are you riding on the right technology and what stage your career is. It's important to understand this career stage. So for example, in the beginning of our life, we are exploring our career. And then there is a middle part where we are establishing and growing. At this space, if you look at this middle line, now this age bar has gone down. This is a generic age bar. So on the bottom, there is an age, but it is about all industries. If we talk about IT, we retire at 50. So this age group is a bit lesser. So in IT, if you are around 30, 35, you reach mid-level crisis. So at that 30, 35, if you feel that are you exploring a next career? So from a developer, are you looking at managing projects, learning soft skills, project management skills, client handling skills? Then you sustain. Or after being a senior developer, you think about being a solution architect or consulting client or technology, you sustain. Or you are experimenting in new technologies and bringing new technologies to the company and you become a technical geek, you sustain. So you have to explore something new so that you have a growth. Otherwise, what will happen is, for some period, you will have a maintenance phase. So आपकी जो current skill है थोड़ा time चलेगा, उसके बाद वो decline होना चालू हो जाएगा. So you can be productive. You use your strength and you keep on doing that again and again. But after 2 or 3 years, you will also have fatigue के साला एक ही चीज बार बार कर रहे हो, ये हो क्या रहा है? And उसके बाद market trend change हो जाएगा, you are in a soup. Then what you will do next is again a question. And then if you don't learn, you get into stagnation. And then you have to be ready to retire. So I have seen IT people killing their own career at the age of 40, 45. If you don't want to be that, explore new things, grow new things, add new skills, otherwise you are out of the market. Mark my words, right now you may be having a jumps, maybe not increment jumps, 30%, 40% every year because you are on a current technology wave. Think about a technology wave shifts, then what? So I have seen in my career, I have seen that people talking about PHP, then the code igniter, and then other frameworks. Suddenly it goes away and then talk about Laravel, and then suddenly it goes away and talk about mean stack, and then suddenly it goes away and then now JS stack. So what would have happened to the people who were still coding in PHP? With new platforms coming in, earlier we were coding and building things. Now we assemble and deliver things. So the way we work has changed. So if you don't try something new, don't explore new technologies, you are gone. So all front-end developers, please look at this kind of event. All the back-end developers also look at this. So it's not that you just create a backbone. It is important that what you create, how it is coming up in the front of screen. And then it's also important vice versa, that it's not just what is coming on the screen important, what is going in the back is also important. So try to be full stack. Second, ride on the new technologies, innovate yourself so that you grow instead of maintaining or declining. It is too bad to retire early. Mark my words, it is too bad to retire early. For example, you become obsolete into the market at 45. Your kids are yet to get married. They are yet to get settled. You are at the mid-age crisis and you don't know what to do next. So then you are left with the choice that you go down by a price and work with a smaller company who is still working on the old technology. Do you think it is a great time? If it is hard hitting and it is hurting conversations, make sure you have to understand it's a time to grow. It's time to explore what is next and stay on the next wave and keep watching the trend of the technology coming in. Where we are right now. So where are VSF, JS frameworks and e-commerce platforms? How you look at it? So what I do, let me give you some hints so that you understand how it works. You have to follow the trends on Gartner, Forrester, look at McKinsey, read about it on internet. Instead of just reading blogs and Bollywood, just cricket, look at that also. How technology is moving, which commerce platforms are growing, what are the strengths and weaknesses of those platforms. Look at what influencers are talking. So you will find few influencers on each part of the world. So in India, there are some people who are talking about e-commerce. I am one of them. You will find some people in Poland, or you can say Netherlands, like you say. You will find some people in US. You will find some people in Southeast Asia. Look at them, what they are talking. Look at what customer is in a need, and what is the movement of the big ones. So keep eye on the big companies who are big agencies in e-commerce. What are their next career moves? What kind of new platforms they are riding on? That is also the place to get a hint what should be your next technology. And किसी दिन करेंगे वो नहीं आता. Someday never comes in, because today it is a today, not a someday. So it's important that you start doing it now. You may need to run extra mile. You tell your family that अभी मैं अच्छा कमा रहा हूँ, मैं अच्छा डेवलपर हूँ, आगे जाके भी सही कमा सकूँ, उसके लिए मुझे सैटरडे संडे अगर पढ़ना पड़ेगा तो पढ़ना पड़ेगा. Because Monday to Friday I work, so I have to sharpen my skills on Saturday. Saturday Sunday off is not an off. I think you can put an investment. Indians, gear up. Invest your Saturdays into learning new things. Go and experiment new things. Otherwise, you're gone. Think about it. Keep sharpening your pencil so that you can write. It's important that we do right thing for ourselves. It's actually a selfish motive to stay current into the market. If you're not fit, you are out. So keep remembering that line of Yuvraj Singh. जब तक बल्ला चल रहा है तब तक ठाठ है. So it's important that we learn new things and stay current. Some of the tips: stay focused on your career path and goals. So don't make a goal that I want to be Magento certified. You say I want 20 years or 30 years career in e-commerce. How about that? Be agile. Adapt faster. So technology is a means to reach to your destination. It is one of the milestones. It is not the end. So be agile. Keep adapting faster. Skill building is not a choice. It is the way of life. Have a mentor or a guide who can tell you, okay, this is your next move, go ahead. Shift in the technology or a career is painful, but it is possible. I did it 4 times. So I started my career in an agency, which is a digital agency. Then I shifted to telecom OSS BSS solution. Then I shifted to ERP company. And then I worked with the e-commerce platform company. And then I am now trainer, coach. I work with various business schools like Future Retail, IIPM, United World, many business schools in India. Even I contribute to IIM Udaipur as well as a mentor of their startups. So I keep on shifting or evolving my new version every 2-3 years. It's not that I'm not stable, I'm doing well, but at the same time, I stay current. And then if you can say, every time I change something, in beginning you have a fear, but when you grow and you do it well, you have a fulfillment. So make sure you do it. If I am a live example that if you make career moves or you make technology moves, you don't die. You actually stay current and have great benefits. Just be wise and do it at the right time. Have an inspiring career which you love. It's not that you look at somebody else and decide your career. It's about what career I want, and based on that you do it. Because happiness is the ultimate state you are striving for. Make sure you be your own godfather. Don't look at godfather out there. Nobody's there who is your godfather. Just be your own godfather. Be accountable for your career, and grow well in your life. I have all best wishes with you guys. Attend, learn, evolve, and stay in touch. If you have any questions, I'm still around. Use networking as tool right now. You can interact with many people. If you have questions about what should be the next technology I want to choose, or whether I should adapt something new or not, what is right, wrong, I can have ideas about it. I may not be able to decide about your career, but I can certainly give you a hint what should be the next move. These are my credentials. You can follow me there. And this is the blog I write about e-commerce. You can read that. And then keep doing hard work. Stay smart, stay agile, and stay current. Have fun. Bye-bye.